Chrysler's 300 always had that kind of big, broad-shouldered look to it. Then they bring out this next generation, and it's like steroidal. Everything's gotten more in every direction visually, though it's basically the same size car. Nothing short of a Rolls Royce looks bigger on the road. This is an SRT8. That means a big V8 motor, handling package, big boots, and as much Detroit as you can put on 4 wheels. You've got this very glitzy, kind of big, massive, rolling kind of design in here. Kind of this Patek Philippe gauge layout with a nicely done color helper screen. But that's really at odds, to my eye, with the Play School Garmin navigation system. Now, this is the biggest screen in the business right now, with the exception of some really high-end cars. 8.4-inch LCD. I absolutely love the touch response. This is one of the greats in terms of crisp throttle response on the screen. Look at that. And that same clarity mostly goes for things like climate control, nice big buttons, pretty easy to figure out without the manual. Then there's player and radio. They break up media under those 2 tabs. Player means anything that isn't radio. So you go to the source button here, and you've got, of course, your optical disc, SD card, not real popular, USB that'll take thumb drives or iPod, iPhone. Auxiliary, of course, is your fail-safe backup, and Bluetooth streaming. Under radio, standard stuff, AM, FM, satellite radio, no HD radio here. Sirius brings in your traffic and weather information, which brings us to this screen. Here's our Sirius Travel Link, which has all those features, so you've got a fairly rich telematics system here without having a full live Google search, which the best cars in the business have right now, but this is one tier down, if you will. Oh, did you notice this? SRT Performance. You can turn on various sets of virtual gauges that are reading off the OBD port that all cars have, but few cars surface. Now on the phone screen, of course, Bluetooth hands-free and phone book download and all that. Notice that you've got a static, fixed set of functions down here, kind of like your taskbar in Windows, but that's good layout of information. I kind of always know where to look for my functions. They're basically always here most of the time. Oh, check it out. Just got a text message. I can read that if I'm not moving, or since it's a car, and I probably will be, I can have it read to me.
Hey, can you spot me 5 keys on credit, dog?
And I can reply with some canned messages. Now the gearbox is a little bit antiquated. 5-speed automatic. You've got a slap gate back here for downshifts and upshifts. Or you go to the cast aluminum paddles, which, though they're mounted on the wheel, at least they're dedicated. One for downshift, one for upshifts. Oh, and right below those are these weird little Chrysler little rocker switches on the back of the wheel. They're totally hidden, but there's a bump in the middle of each one that lets you change selection. This one on the right is up and down for volume. The one on the left is up and down for track or selection. I don't think you ever need to take your hands off this wheel. Address.
What address in United States?
235 2nd Street, San Francisco, California.
Did you say 200?
1.
Would you like to begin that?
Yes. That's damn impressive. I rattled off the street address without saying individual digits, gave it city, gave it state, it parsed it all out, and did it with no errors. It's not always perfect, but it's one of the best I've ever seen. Now, of course, a big part of the SRT8 story is the 8, and that lives in here. This big bastard, a 6.4-liter aluminum V8 that does it the old-fashioned way. No turbo, no blower, it's just big. 390 cubic inches is what they really ought to call it. This just sounds bigger to me. 470 horse, 470 foot-pounds of torque. Gets this big guy up to 60 in about 4.9, maybe a little bit faster. The downside is you're going to get 1423 mpg, and that's on a good day when you're not paying attention to the pedal on the right. Get into it more and who knows. In fact, this guy gets hit with a $1,000 gas guzzler tax, which I almost never see anymore. Let's go see if it's worth it. The thing that a big displacement, normally aspirated engine has to do well is have power ready all the time. There's absolutely no excuse, especially at this price of like $48,000 and this MPG of, I don't even want to look, average 7.1. This is a car that has to deliver power all the time or the point is missed. And this one does. Whether you're in stop and go, whether you're getting on a freeway, whether you're hammering it wide open and want to go that much faster, the power is always there. The ride quality is firm all the time, even when I'm not in sport mode. It's got a ride that is definitely telling you you're riding in a big car with super low profile tires. and a lot of weight on the hoof. And of course, in a lot of other cars, you'd hear me grouse about this being a 5-speed automatic, missing 1, 2, 3, even 4 gears compared to other cars today. But with this kind of cubic inches, it doesn't matter. It just overcomes whatever gear you're in. The SRT8 is a $50,000 300 before you add the dubious $2,000 speakers or blind spot and adaptive cruise tech that seems to gild the lily on a car like this. Instead, buy it for what it is, a really fast steamroller with a downtown style all its own.